as posting a letter. The Christmas scene shows the insignia of King Edward VII, which is just here. This is King Edward VII's crest, VII, Roman numerals for 7. King Edward VII was a member of the British royal family. He was son of Queen Victoria and head of what was back then the British Empire from 1901 to 1911. And this stamp also features a young Queen Elizabeth, which is a feature of all artist illustrations on stamps whereby the current monarch isn't featured completely at large on the stamp. There's obviously the illustration, in this case a Christmas scene, which takes the focus of the illustration. Here is most likely the second most common stamp illustration this year, which is the first class stamp. Now, the first class stamp is probably my favourite. You may recall in my previous video, I used to be a postman, and I can't tell you how totally fulfilling and such a great honour it was to undo a pillar box and take out all those letters into, just as we see there, a grey Royal Mail sack. So this reminds me of myself when I was a teenager emptying a pillar box in Greater London. It was such an honour. Looking at this stamp, you can see it is a double fill pillar box. So this would be depicted in a high street or a very busy town, quite simply because of the mammoth amount of post that is expected to be put in to this pillar box, and that is why it has 2 entries. The crest, by the way, is the current British monarch, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. You can see there Elizabeth II Regina, II standing for 2 in Roman numerals, Elizabeth II. We then go to have a look at large UK stamp prices. This is simply for large letters, large packets. The price that is paid is obviously higher compared to a stamp for a letter such as a Christmas card, birthday card. So that's the comparison there. Likewise, the same goes for a large letter which which would be sent first class. The illustration is the same as for a letter that would be from a card, Christmas card, birthday card. Now, the next series of stamps would be less common seen amongst the British public because they are stamps which are for less common size postal deliveries. This is for £1.25. Now that would be a second class larger size letter or small packet. The £1.25 stamp illustration features a small country style pillar box with the insignia of King George VI, GVIR, George VI Rex. Now, King George VI is the present monarch's father, who passed away in 1952. King George VI was the monarch who was on the throne during the Second World War, and he came onto the throne in 1937. This is a pretty country scene, very rural, unisolated, and this particular pillar box is very suitably accompanied by one of my favourite British birds, or British visiting birds I should say, the robin. Here is quite a jolly scene, a hard-working, perhaps, chap bringing a Christmas tree back to his home as he passes the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the hexagonal topped Queen Victoria pillar box. Now I have seen some of these in this country. They're now very rare because they're so old. There are some replica pillar boxes in this style which are official pillar boxes, but they're reproductions. But I have seen an original one here in Greater London in a place called Bexley. If you're ever in the UK, go to Bexley, you'll see one. Now this is £1.45. Again, this is for larger envelopes, for overseas. And if you look at the lovely striking colours, the golden sky, it's cheerful, it's warm and inviting, and isn't that what Christmas should be? Warm and inviting. And here is the penultimate in the series of stamps entitled Royal Mail Delivering Christmas. I would say this is my second favourite because I adore dogs. It's always pleasurable to see a dog, and where I've grown up is in 1930s housing such as this, with the mock Tudor beams, large bay windows. And also I'm very interested in this because this is a very unique crest. That is King Edward VIII. King Edward VIII was only on the throne for about a year, 1936, and he abdicated his throne to his younger brother, Bertie, which, as I've just featured, was King George VI there. So they were brothers. And this pillar box, in a lovely suburban scene, again a more venerable adult posting her letter with her spaniel dog, and that's the £1.55 stamp. And finally, quite a jolly scene here. I think the artist has a good sense of humour. Is seemingly a member of the choir in his regalia, perhaps rushing for the last post outside his church. This is £2.25, and this is the King George V letterbox, George Rex. King George V was father to King Edward VIII. He was also father to King George VI. And again, this is a common pillar box, which in this country, in the United Kingdom, there are still plenty of. Well, this brings me close to the end. That is the last of the illustrations. I do hope you enjoyed this, and here we are, a completed scene of all the Christmas 2018 stamps. My name is Tom, and I have many interests, including philately, which is stamp collecting. I hope this was of interest to you. Until next time, take care and enjoy the rest of your day or evening, as ever, with loving kindness. Bye bye.